Welcome. We wanted to start today by acknowledging something many of you probably feel: this constant flood of information paired with, well, a societal push to always be moving faster, getting ahead quicker.
It's true. People are looking for efficient ways to learn to grow, but sometimes that search itself becomes overwhelming.
Exactly. And that brings us to our topic for this deep dive, this growing societal habit, you could almost call it an addiction, to shortcuts.
We're exploring this tendency towards shortcut addiction. It shows up everywhere: how we try to improve ourselves, how we work, even how we connect with others.
So our mission here is to really unpack this,
Good.
looking at insights from thinkers on culture and personal growth. We want to examine the, let's say, hidden costs of this need for speed and maybe explore some alternatives.
We can think of shortcut addiction as this deep-seated preference for speed, for efficiency, for getting that immediate result, often over putting in the sustained effort needed for, deep understanding or real engagement.
You absolutely see it everywhere now. Short videos, quick articles, all promising rapid change. And there's this huge focus on productivity, almost like it's the main goal in itself.
And while it might seem most obvious online, on social media perhaps, this way of thinking has definitely spread.
It influences business strategies, how we approach relationships,
Yeah.
even personal development goals.
Which leads to the central question, doesn't it? What are we actually losing when we prioritize speed above all else, especially in parts of life that maybe don't benefit from being rushed?
There's this common idea, isn't there, that moving faster automatically makes things clearer, that speed equals understanding.
It's a very appealing idea, but when you look closer, the reality seems quite different. Real clarity, the kind that sticks, often comes slowly.
You need space, reflection.
Precisely. It often requires periods of stillness, maybe even contemplation, which is, well, the opposite of the constant motion that this shortcut culture encourages.
So we need to distinguish between something going viral, getting lots of fleeting attention.
And actually building something of real value or developing lasting wisdom. Those things just inherently take time, sustain effort. Our minds arguably are getting wired for quick hits, which might make that patient engagement harder.
And this shortcut mentality, it really hits our relationships hard too, doesn't it? You mentioned connections.
It does. Think about things like swipe culture in dating or even ghosting. It encourages an attraction to the initial spark, maybe, over the actual work involved in building intimacy.
So there's a preference for the beginning, the novelty, rather than the commitment to something deeper.
It can certainly lean that way, and this thinking extends to personal healing as well. There's often an expectation that one retreat, one session, one big breakthrough moment will fix everything quickly.
Like a magic bullet for emotional issues.
Kind of. And while specific practices can be genuinely helpful, the idea that deep-seated emotional patterns can just be instantly wiped away, it overlooks how complex and frankly nonlinear real emotional processing usually is.
True wholeness, then, can't really be hacked or rushed.
No, it's a process. Think about neuroplasticity. Changing how our brains are wired takes consistent effort over time. You can't shortcut that fundamental biological process.
That leads to something quite paradoxical. You touched upon the idea that focusing too much on rapid growth can actually get in the way of real growth.
Yes, it's a fascinating point. There's a difference between seeing growth as just a goal to tick off.
Versus seeing growth as an ongoing process, something you embody day to day. Why does that distinction matter so much?
Well, truly embodying growth seems to require presence, patience. It means engaging with where you are now, not just constantly pushing towards some future state.
So it's less about jumping to the next thing.
And perhaps more about revisiting and understanding current or past experiences more deeply. Significant transformation often comes from that deeper dive, not just from accumulating new, faster experiences.
This relentless search for quick fixes, for efficiency above all, it also seems to diminish our ability to handle complexity, doesn't it?
It absolutely can. Life and personal development especially is full of nuance, contradictions, uncertainty. These aren't bugs, they're features in a way.
And an over-reliance on simple, fast answers might make us less comfortable with that inherent messiness.
It erodes our capacity to sit with difficult questions, to navigate ambiguity. Are there specific areas? Perhaps anywhere complex systems are involved, relationships, societal issues, even deep learning. We might feel efficient skimming the surface, but we sacrifice depth.
That loss of capacity for complexity has real consequences.
Huge consequences, because genuine growth is rarely neat or efficient. It often involves discomfort, staying with challenging things for a while, accepting that things can be paradoxical.
Those periods of struggle, they're not obstacles to be bypassed quickly.
Often they are essential for meaningful development. They are where the real learning happens.
So given all these potential downsides, it seems important to think about alternatives. How do we push back against this constant pressure for speed?
A really valuable first step is introspection. Asking yourself honestly, when I'm chasing speed and efficiency, what am I really looking for underneath it all?
Is it validation from others? A sense of belonging? Maybe trying to escape discomfort? Or seeking a feeling of control in a chaotic world?
Understanding those deeper motivations is key. From there, an alternative path involves consciously choosing to slow down sometimes.
Shifting the focus.
Shifting the focus from just achieving things to actually feeling things more deeply, understanding more thoroughly. It's about cultivating sustainable habits instead of just looking for quick hacks.
Prioritizing intrinsic meaning over just hitting certain metrics.
Exactly. And valuing mindful presence, being fully engaged in what you're doing now over simply being relentlessly productive all the time.
So it really boils down to this tension, doesn't it? Between the allure of getting there fast and the deeper, perhaps quieter value of slower, more deliberate growth and understanding.
It does. And it's worth considering maybe those feelings of restlessness or disconnection that people experience aren't just personal failings.
Maybe they're partly a response to living in a system that often rewards superficial motion over genuine substance.
That's a powerful thought. Perhaps choosing to slow down, to seek wholeness rather than just speed, is actually a form of quiet rebellion in today's world.
Which circles back to that question of hidden costs. What are we sacrificing for speed?
And that leaves you, the listener, with something to ponder. What might actually open up in your life? What possibilities might emerge if you consciously chose a slightly slower pace for growth, a deeper engagement with understanding? How might that choice reshape your experience?
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Deep Thoughts Podcast. I hope you found insights and inspiration to take with you on your journey of self-growth. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on new releases and exclusive content. See you next time, where we'll continue to help you grow and explore your full potential.